Move up, there's 2 down. I got top of it. Oh wait, I think.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Zone, Sean. Push back.
Only
Zone.
4 enemies remain.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 13th episode of Pros and Cons. If you're new around here, my name is Dusty, and we break down each blueprint to see what other weapons are best suited for Warzone. In today's episode, we shall be covering the first assault rifle, the Kilo-141. We shall be looking at the Kilo in depth by breaking down its base statistics and explaining how to best use this assault rifle. If you go on to enjoy today's video, we would appreciate it if you could leave us a like and consider taking a second to subscribe to the channel. With that out of the way, let's discuss the Kilo-141 in more depth. Kilo-141, or HK433, is a German designed and manufactured assault rifle made by Heckler & Koch, who have also made the MP5 and UMP, which we have already covered in our previous episodes. The HK433 is a compact modular assault rifle chambered for 5.56mm, combining features of the G36 and the HK416 families of the assault rifles. The rifle was designed to be familiar to operators with experience using the HG36 and the HK416 platforms. It is not the ACR, which seems to be a popular misconception. Due to the similar design, it can be easily seen why this mistake has been made. The Kilo-141 is an assault rifle unlocked at base level 1 and should be taken advantage of due to its many perks. We shall get into that soon enough though. For now, let's look at the statistics of the Kilo. To start off, let's quickly look at its base damage. The Kilo comes in with a base damage of 28 hit points with a headshot bonus of 42. Identical to both the M4A1 and the Recoil. It has a base magazine size of 30 rounds, but can be upgraded to a 100 drum magazine. We will be coming back to this, so bear this in mind. It can fire at a rounds per minute of 750. For its time to kill, it would take just shy of 250 milliseconds at base health, and for a fully armored player, it will take 640 milliseconds. Impressive stats, and are much like the other assault rifles mentioned prior, but where the Kilo really shines is with its recoil. By testing the Kilo's recoil, we can clearly see that it enjoys the sway to the left as it climbs. It is a little dramatic, but notice how there is very little bullet deviation, especially with a 4x optic. This means we can easily control this weapon, both fully automatic and at range. Moving on, we can look at how we have today's blueprint set up. For our muzzle, we have the monolithic suppressor with the extra 7% range, the single arms barrel for extra range, damage and bullet velocity, a scout combat optic, but of course, this is always personal preference, the single arms sniper for our stock, and lastly, the commando foregrip. Today's blueprint is designed for medium range, making it an excellent build for sending fast and accurate rounds down range. With the easy to manage recoil, it is very good at taking out opponents who are trying to use the Recoil with iron sights. Often, when I go to loot a player, it is this blueprint which I have just destroyed, simply due to having that extra magnification and accuracy. This Kilo blueprint is good for beginning players, due to it being a base level weapon, and can make you a very competitive player when you have the higher tier attachments unlocked. In saying that, it is a weapon that enjoys to be at a distance, so bear this in mind and play to that advantage. The closer the gap, the more likely you are of being outperformed by more CQB loadouts. If you wish, you could switch out an attachment for the 100 round drum magazine, which would make this blueprint amazing for taking out stacks of players if you're someone who plays trios or squads. To try and minimise the consequences of CQB, I tried to build a loadout that would maximise hip fire. It did prove to be useful, so this ultimately boils down to what you would like to achieve. For this blueprint, we have pretty much the same build, but we have switched out a few attachments. These include switching the suppressor for the muzzle brake, the stock for a 5MW laser, and the commando foregrip for the Merc foregrip. With all these points in mind, let's move on to the pros and cons for today's blueprint. First up, let's begin with the pros. At medium range, the Kilo outperforms the Meta Recoil and M4A1 in my opinion. It has competitive damage and an easy to control recoil pattern. With the 100 round drum magazine, it makes for a great loadout for taking down stacks of players. It is also a base level weapon, making it excellent for beginning players. For its cons, it does lack competency at close range, but can be adjusted. Other than that, I can't really find any other flaws, as this blueprint has helped me out in so many situations. But saying that, if you think I've missed something, be sure to let me know. With all these factors considered, I would happily give this Kilo-141 class setup a rating out of 10, a solid 8.5. So how does the Kilo compare to other blueprints? Well, if you look at the current tier list, we can see that the Kilo fits into the tier 1 category. Its stats are almost identical to the M4A1 and the Recoil, yet it is more flexible while also being a base level weapon. If you disagree with any of these placements, you can always let us know in the comments below. With that said, gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's episode of Pros and Cons. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave us a like, a dislike if you didn't, and consider taking a second to share or subscribe to the channel, as this really does help us out. My name is Dusty, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow where we will be breaking down this week's gameplay. Until then, enjoy today's gameplay to Kilo-141 in action.
Keep it up.
Oh, well. Is that one guy? The self-revive, is that what that was? See, buy station there like that.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
Yeah, here.
Time to get your gear.
Push.
We've got gas moving in.
That's a pretty random.
It's movement.
He's on that hill to the right.
Enemy here.
On that guy.
Mark the target.
Dying. Just move up, there's two dying. Target's up there. Oh wait, oh, team.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Zone, Sean. Push back.
Only
Zone.
4 enemies remain. You know what to do.
There's another guy at the bottom of the hill.
Keep her lit, keep her lit, keep her lit.
Ja, die waren noch eine geile.
Nicely done. Great game. Yeah, I think it definitely does make that a little more interesting, doesn't it? You're not just camping in. You're invisible again.